And that's the thing. It is not that you're not smart enough to build a business. It's not that you're not hungry enough to build a business. It's not that you don't have the life experience to build a business. It's not that you don't have the smarts and the willingness and all of that to build a business. It's that those of us who just stop stopping, those of us in this room that just quit quitting, we're going to win at business. We're going to win at life. Win no matter what. Put win no matter what in the chat. Win no matter what. I'm going to show up hoarse today. I'm going to show up limping today. I'm not really limping. I'm going to show up tired. I'm going to show up with a family problem. I'm going to show up with a money problem. I'm going to show up with a team problem. I'm going to show up because I'm going to win no matter what. Because those who are left standing will take the prize every time. Doesn't even matter if you're the thinnest in the room. Doesn't matter if you're the cutest in the room. Doesn't matter if you're the smartest in the room. It matters. Are you still in the room? Are you in the room this morning? Tell me if you're in the room this morning. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's go to business, church. Let's go to business, church. That's what I'm talking about. And I see Susan. She's in the room this morning. And I see Zena. She is in the room this morning. And I see Julie's in the room this morning. And Deborah's in the room this morning. Henry is in the room this morning. I see Sally in the room this morning. Steve is in the room this morning. Come on, Mayan. Come on, Beth. Come on, Crystal. Who's in the room this morning? Let's go. Let's go. Oh, okay. Let's have a sip of water. There we go. There we go. All right, everybody. Good morning. I am so happy to be here with you. I am so happy to be here with you. Today's heavier lifting. I asked you a few minutes ago. I said, how many of you are doing a part of this because you want to change people's lives? You want to make a difference in the world, right? You want to change the world. And it was yes, 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 right? Here's the thing. You can't change the world. Sorry, if you came for the good news, I'm giving you the real news. You can't change the world. The world doesn't want changing. The world wanted to change, it would have already changed. And the thing is, so many of you are in this room and you're like, I want to change the world. I want to make a difference. I want to have an impact. I want to change the world. But you're not willing to change your world. And I'm going to ask you to change your world today. I'm going to ask you to do things you've never done. I'm going to ask you to invest today time. I'm going to ask you today to invest money. I'm going to ask you today to step up. I'm going to ask you today to be visible when you've been hiding. I'm going to ask you today to do more than one thing at a time. You can hold more than one thing at a time. I'm going to ask you to whatever your goal was to double it. I'm going to ask you today to get yourself booked, on 5 stages before the end of the year. We only got 2 weeks left. I'm having my elite clients right now they all had their goals. They had everything set for the end of the year. And then I said, add 5% to it. Whatever you made last year, add 5% to it. I got people in that room that made $3 million, $4 million. They have to make $200,000 that they weren't expecting to make in the next 2 weeks. And they are doing it, and it is happening. You know what? Because you can do more than you think you can do. The mind will stop before the body needs to. The mind will stop before the body needs to. And I'm going to get you to stop stopping. And you stop stopping, and you change the world when you decide to change your world. You change the world when you decide to change your world. And when you change your world, get ready for this, write it down. Write it down, get your pen and paper out. Shake your pen in my face. Shake your pen in my face. I see it, Gail. I see it, Aaron. Awesome. I see it, Julie. When you change your world, everyone around you is forced to change. When you change your world, everyone around you is forced to change. When you up level, you know that spouse you have that says, stop going to these things. Stop investing. You're going to kill us. You're going to, oh my God, what are you doing? When you start evolving and changing, you start bringing in a ton of money. You start speaking everywhere. You start speaking up. You start realizing that every room you walk into, even the room where you're in the room with your spouse, you steal the show, they're going to have to change. People level up when you change. So stop trying to change people, change you, and everyone around you will change, or they'll be gone. Right? Absolutely. Right? Let me just tell you right now how blessed you are. let me talk to you this morning about how together we are going to have such a powerful day. We're going to hear speeches and speakers. We're going to work on that today, that you're just going to go, oh my God, where has that human been? Where have they been hiding? What have they been doing? You're going to see people who grow today. You're going to see people who expand today. Put grow if you're going to grow today. Put expand today in the chat if you're ready to expand today. You're going to see all of that today. And I want you to know how very blessed we are, how we are the most, there's the most opportunity for us, that we're sitting in a room with the opportunity to make millions and millions and millions of dollars in multiple streams of income in multiple ways, simply and speedy. And we can do that, guys. We are literally today, I was listening to CeCe Winans this morning, one of my absolute favorite songs, Goodness of God. Oh my God, we are literally all sitting in the goodness of God. We are living in the goodness of God. We are together today in the opportunity of God. I mean, we talked about the F's yesterday. I want to go back to those for a second. That faith one. I want you to know for your entire life, for your 42 years on this planet, your 38 years on this planet, your 71 years on this planet, you have been living in the goodness of God. You are here with 100% track record for getting through all the shitty things. Think about that. Think about that blessing. You have 100% track record for getting through all the shitty things. I mean, that's amazing. 100% track record for getting through everything. We are all literally sitting here in that goodness and in that blessing. Let's not waste it. Put I'm not wasting it in the chat. Put I am not wasting it in the chat. And I want you to know, I want you to be first in line today. Everything I ask you, I want you to be first in line. I want you to be ready to go. I want you to take it on. I want you to say yes. The way I went from a secretary making $50,000 a year to a multiple seven-figure business for 10 straight years now is I said yes to every opportunity. I didn't go, ooh, I'm not quite ready for that one. I don't know if I can do this and that. Ooh, I don't know if I can build my talk while I'm working on this. Can I do a summit and book speaking gigs? Should I work? I mean, this coach is in front of me, and this coach is $100,000 a year, and I don't know that I'm ready for it. No, I said yes. If I felt it, I did it. I was first in line every single time. I want you to be first in line today. I want you to be first in line for forever. That's the goal of today. And we're going to start with those talks, right? We're going to start with the talk. So I want to loop back around. Just a reminder, a couple of little boring things today. We will break for lunch again, 1 o'clock-ish, 1:15. We're going to go until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Don't miss a minute. I love my VIPers. Last night we had such a great time. Thank you for being there. Thank you for staying late. I love that. I'm going to be sharing a lot of opportunities today, a lot of content, a lot of resources, a lot of next steps. So just be ready to take action, to click, to be first in line, to ask for help, to ask a question, all of those things, okay? So we're going to go today from now until 4 p.m. We'll take a lunch break at about 1. If you are just joining us today for the first time, first of all, welcome. We are so happy you are here. Welcome. And grab your workbook. Your workbook is on your dashboard. The team is going to drop a link right now, just in case anybody needs to, because we're going to be using that a lot today. So if you need to get it from yesterday, or because you weren't here, or you need it now, just grab the workbook there. Awesome, 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 awesome. That's great. And just making sure I didn't miss anything else. Also, remember your name. If you can, it really helps our coaches and it helps our team. Don't be Kitty Cat 478. Don't be Sally, I will coach you Johnson. Just be Sally Johnson. Just be Betty Smith. Just be Bob Wright. If you'll just correct your names, it helps us call on you. It helps my team find you if they're unmuting you. And it's the pro way to go as a speaker. Pro way to go as a speaker. Let me talk to you also a couple of minutes about, as we're going to go into the talk. I'm going to have some people do some talks. I'm going to coach some people on their talks. And I'm going to teach more on the talk this morning. We're talking about how do you show up as a speaker. So remember, you either book stages, buy stages, or build stages. This is a build stage. So this is my world. This is my community, even though a lot of you are new to me. Almost everybody here, it's not your first time seeing me. You saw me speak somewhere else. And so as you were speaking, you'll notice that today, I kind of have this background behind you. You always want to know what the background is going to be, whether you're speaking in person or online. If you're going to have an all black background and you show up in all black, you become a bobblehead, right? So you want to make sure that you are dressing, that you are showing up in something that is complementary to where you're speaking. Solid colors, write that down in your notebook. Listen, there's great opportunity to wear all kinds of bright and bold things, and those work if you know exactly what you're stepping into. If you don't know exactly what you're stepping into, it sometimes doesn't work as well. So I'm always like, go with solids, right? You'll notice usually my top, and that's mostly what you're seeing today. Can't really see my legs, but I'm in my savvy leggings. In my savvy leggings today. These are the cute ones. Oh, I'm going to fall down to do this. I'm going to kick my leg up there. Anyway, this is my savvy. You can't see them, can they? We don't have a camera low enough. Can you lower the camera for 1 second? So I love these. I know a lot of savvy people in here. And remember that savvy is plus size. If you don't know what savvy is, I actually am going to talk to some of you about it at the end of the day. If you're already a savvy entrepreneur, put savvy in the chat. But you can see these are, can you go lower, 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 lower? There you go. Look how cute these are. Look how cute these are. Let's go to Savvy Town. Why am I telling you this? Because I'm a comfort girl. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I go crazy on stage. If you saw me at Shanda's, I knocked my glasses off, remember? And so I am all about looking amazing. You've got to look amazing on stage as a speaker. But you also, like for this, I'm in a training day. I want to be a little more comfortable. So yesterday I was like in a romper, and it was super cute, and that was my day one. This is my day two. So you just always want to have a great, I actually have a section in my closet that's all like my speaker trainer clothes. I can pull things really quickly. I have a few outfits already put together. But again, I could walk out and go to dinner in this. I could also be at dinner. Other thing is I have a 7-year-old, everybody. So I need to be able to drop him off at his homeschool program, sit at the homeschool program, and then be able to jump on camera. And I can do that like with something like what I'm wearing today. So always know what your backdrop is going to be when you're speaking. Always know, you women, you've got to get good at doing makeup. TikTok and YouTube will change your life, but you've got to get great at makeup. Another one of the reasons I'm a big savvy fan. Again, just put me, if some of us are saying savvy and you don't know what the hell we're talking about. Put me in the chat if you don't know what we're talking about. And that'll give me an idea of how many folks here don't know what we're talking about. It's a lifestyle brand, and I'll talk to you about it at the end of the day if you're interested in hearing about it. But the other thing is I'm on camera all day long. Sorry, let me, I'm on camera all day long. And so you have to have great skin. You got to have great skin. That's the first thing that people see on Zoom is your face, right? So you've got to be able to do your makeup. You've got to have great skincare. And I also don't know if you guys noticed, but you got to have some energy. I'll tell you what's in here right now. In here right now is lemon, sea salt, pink Himalayan, Celtic salt, honey, and collagen. Right? So a lot of different things I do for energy, but drinking this right now because it's a great electrolyte. And when I am speaking, so just so you know, since about November 7th, I've not stopped speaking. I have done, this is my 5th event in under 30 days, and it's my 15th or 18th speaking gig. That's actually even a little high for me, especially during this time of the season. So I have got to like drink double. I got to be double hydrated. So a lot of electrolytes for speaking. Yeah, somebody just said this. Kimberly was brilliant. You are your brand, right? You are your brand. So you have to look that way. And I was telling somebody after a gig I did a few weeks ago, I was in the airport and somebody yelled across the airport, hell yeah. And I'm like, everywhere you go, once you speak and you come off the stage, quite often if you're speaking at conferences or associations, all those people are in the airport, right? All of those people are in the hallway of the lobby. So you constantly have to represent your brand, and even casual. And I dress casual a lot. I dress casual a lot when I speak on stage. I dress casual a lot when I'm teaching and training, because I have a 7-year-old. That is my lifestyle. But obviously you have to be able to uplift that. You have to make it look fabulous. And there are times at some of my big events or when I'm on a big in-person stage where I'm certainly not dressing casual, right? I'm actually taking that 3 or 4 levels up, but always know what the background's going to be. Try to know what your environment is when you're going in to speak so that you can look fabulous in that environment. Our background, I intentionally chose this morning because I know it doesn't clash. I know I don't blend in. I'm not a bobblehead, but it looks complementary to it. So something you always want to be thinking about when you're speaking. Okay. Yeah. And somebody just said glasses. I have about 125 pairs of glasses. I need them to see, not far away, but close up. And so they're just reading glasses. But when I realized, like, I need to wear glasses now because it's hard for me to read my notes, I made it an accessory to speaking. And on Zoom, I can speak to a few places all in the same day and want different images for that, for like social media. And I'll just change out I'll wear like a black top, or I'll wear like kind of a neutral top, and I'll change out eyeglasses and change out lipstick, and I get 3 different cuts that looks like it was 3 different days. So think about accessories as well when you're trying to do a talk and use a lot of different elements of it to cut clips for social media and things like that. Okay, let's get on to our talks. And I want to start by having 3 people deliver their 1-minute talk. So hands up. I'm going to call on 3 of you to deliver your 60-second talk. That was your homework last night. And as I call on 3 people to do that, please, all you're going to do, I'm going to call on you and I'm going to say, check that you're unmuted. You'll say hello, and then I'll say go, and I'll time you. I'll cut you off at 60 seconds, and that's totally fine because we're just practicing here. But I'm going to hear 3 people, and I'm going to work with 3 people and giving you some feedback, and then we'll do a little more training and move into some other things. Okay, one of the first hands that I saw go up was, I may be saying this wrong, Aaron Atwood?
You said it absolutely right.
Okay, awesome. Hi, Aaron. I can hear you. You're unmuted. Give me a second to get my timer going. And 1 second. I am ready. Whenever you start, I will start.
Okay. Did you know that 82% of all people are on a diet, but at the same time, 97% of women are still unhappy with their bodies? There's 3 things to know to not be the statistic. Number 1, it is not about the diet. It is about the relationship that you have with food. Number 2, it is not about the workouts. It's about the type of workouts that you can actually be consistent doing that you enjoy. Number 3, your environment. If your environment is not aligned, you will forever be on the hamster wheel of trying to lose the same damn 20 pounds over and over. If you want to improve your relationship with food, get consistent with your workouts, and get your environment in alignment, grab our free Get Your Shit Together for Good playbook. And if you don't do anything else, stop focusing on losing weight as a punishment and start doing it because you respect yourself.
Okay, great on your time. Give her a hand, everybody. Give her a hell yeah in the chat. Awesome, Erin. Great job, great job. Okay, a few things. I know you were reading, but I just want to say to everybody, if you cannot read, do that. All right, because I really want to see you communicate with the camera as best you can. But that being said, I love that you came out with a statistic. Let me talk to you about how to make that statistic really powerful, okay? I think your statistic was 82% of all people are on a diet, but 97, what was the 97%?
Of all women are still unhappy with their bodies.
Okay, so I actually would like for you not to necessarily work on the unhappy piece, but on the reality piece. So what percentage of people in this country are overweight? Do you know that?
42% are morbidly obese.
Okay. Like, if you could get a better statistic that's not morbidly obese, it's just overweight, I'm assuming that's probably in the 65, 70%, right? So I would come up with a statistic that says 82% of everybody in this room is on a diet. I'm not asking you to say you are. I don't want you to raise your hand. And 75% of the room is overweight. So tell me, our diet's working. Do you see the difference there?
Yes.
If you can, this is a writer downer, everybody. If you can show them instead of tell them, always do that. Right? So I know those numbers might not be right, Erin, and you'll work that out, right? But 82% of you in this room are on a diet, and 70% of you are still overweight. Might be 10 pounds, might be 100 pounds. So what do we know about how well diets work from that math? You don't have to be a math genius to know something's not working, right? But if 82% of you are on a diet, you want something to work. Let me tell you what will work. Then you go into your 3 points. Now you've just stolen the show because you've made yourself the only expert in the room about weight loss and health, right? Did you notice? I think I talked about this on the VIP session last night. Did you notice dissenting opinion? I just made you a dissenting opinion person, right? Because you're saying everybody on a diet, I just proved to you they don't work. I'll tell you what does work. So I'm kind of the only voice you can listen to, right? So your content was good. Then you go into your content. Here's what you missed on your free offer. I didn't get a value. I didn't get a limiter. So I want you to go back and look at that offer piece, Erin, because the most important, this is also a writer downer, the most important part of your talk is your offer. And you spent the least amount of time on that and you rushed it, right? So I want you to go back and do this. I don't want to lose this for later, but I want to tell you a couple of things here. Hold on. So I do want to work with you on this. So your title, while clever, doesn't give me a win. It doesn't give me a win. The Get Your Shit Together playbook. So what is this? What is this actually? Tell me what this offer really is, Erin.
So 2 things. I changed the name at the last minute. I originally wrote Get Your Ass in Shape playbook. Get your ass in shape for good. And I made it up. I don't have the...
Erin, did I meet you in the airport?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay. You were. I saw you. Then I went down the way, and somebody yelled, "Hell yeah!" And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm glad I wore my decent clothes. Look at all the. Oh, it's nice to see you again. It just hit me that I saw you in the airport." Okay. So what happens? What happens in this playbook? What do I get? What happens?
I don't know yet. I haven't created it.
Yeah, well, just talk to me. What do you think happens?
Okay. So it would in the playbook it would give a simplified nutrition structure that is not overcomplicated, that doesn't focus on calories, counting calories or macros. It would provide a workout program that's fun and entertaining for people so that they actually want to stick to it. And then it would talk about the other important factors to creating sustainable weight loss that doesn't come back, like aligning your environment, which was the third.
So how about a kill the counting weight loss roadmap?
Kill the counting weight loss roadmap.
And you say, stop counting calories, stop counting macros, stop counting how much you've lost, stop counting how much you've gained. Just stop counting shit and actually live a happier, healthier lifestyle, which I'm going to give you every step to do that, and you'll lose weight automatically. Actually, kill the counting automatic weight loss roadmap. There we go. There we fucking go. Come on now. That is whatever. So let me tell you what I just did for her. Took her from a vitamin to a painkiller. You're fucking welcome. That's $1 million title. Okay, so here's the deal. Come on, y'all. Wake up this morning. Is that not good? That's what everybody wants. Nobody wants to be counted. They're sick of counting all of it. And they're sick of, okay, this time we count Weight Watchers points. This time we count macros. Now we count calories. Now we count carbs. Now we count, right? Nobody wants to count, so we take care of this. Everybody wants automatic weight loss, right? They want to feel like it's just going to happen, and it will if they stop doing stupid shit, right? You know that. And they want it to be clear, and they want a roadmap, right? So whether it's a blueprint, roadmap, whatever word you want to use, Erin, but that's it. And now, you want to put a $497 value on that? And you want to say, listen, this is time that I spend with you. You can see, like, for me to lay this out for you, that's not like, oh, let me just spend 5 minutes with you. I'm going to spend 30, 40 minutes with you, going deep, getting you started on this. I can't give that to everybody. There's 230, what is it? 257. Some people woke up and showed up. 257 on here today. I can't do 257, obviously, but there are 27 of you in this room right now who are suffering needlessly. You want to lose weight, you want to get in shape, and you get up every morning and say to yourself in the mirror, why can't you get your shit together? And the reason you can't get your shit together is there's an entire industry against you. Let's fight them together. Right? Then you say, I can take 27 of you, boom, you're in. There you go. How's that?
So good. Thank you so much. And can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
You see a lot of people. What made me memorable to you?
Well, I'll tell you what made me memorable to you. What made you memorable to me was because you actually spoke up. You came up to me in the airport. You thanked me for my talk. You said it was really nice to meet you. And so many people will wave at me, or so many people will see me. They won't even have a conversation with me. And you could have said, oh my God, she's trying to check in. Oh my God, she's on the phone. I don't know what I was doing, but she's on the phone. Or, oh my God. No, you went, if I'm going to actually be successful in the world, I have to be seen. And who better to be seen by than the person who just spent 2 hours on the stage, like coaching me and teaching me and training me, and maybe we'll come back together at some point and she'll remember me, and I fucking did. It's about speaking up. It's about speaking up.
I thought it was the braids, but that's good to know because I could do that without braids too.
Yeah. Well, the braids are beautiful, right? But it was about you actually being a leader in your life. Being a leader in your life. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for starting us off this morning. Go fucking fix this and rock it out.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Ready for my next person. And the next person I saw was Trina. Trina, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello, let me get my timer. Okay, I can hear you, so that's great. So Trina, I'm ready whenever you are.
Hey, good morning. So good to see y'all. So the other morning, my daughter was complaining about her abs. Her abs hurt because she had been like working out in gym. She's like 11. And all of a sudden I looked at her and I was like, wait a second. When it's painful and it hurts, I remember a time. I remember when you were born, kiddo. And the pain didn't stop. When life gets painful, that's not the time to give up. That's the time to pause, relax, breathe, push, pause. If you need to push a little more, you do what it takes to get that baby into the world. So I just want to invite you all to join pause. Think about pausing, how we can unite around a movement where we can all take time to connect with our vision, see what we're here to birth in the world.
Time. Okay, so a little bit of a time issue, but that's okay. That's kind of the least of my worries today. Give Tina, sorry, is it Tina or Trina? Trina, give Trina a big hand, everybody. Awesome, good job, good job, good job. Okay, Trina, tell me how you think you did.
So I think I can practice more and get it more I think I can do better.
Yeah, I mean, we all can. That's why we're here, right? So here's the core problem I had with yours, and I'm going to put this here because I think this is of real benefit to the whole room. So I can't go for 60 seconds and not know the problem you solve. I'm still not clear the problem you solve, Trina. So why don't you start by telling me that? What is the problem you solve?
So the problem that the pause solves is poor mental health and disconnection. So that's clear, right?
That's a process and a symptom. That's not a solution. So what does it solve?
To me, the pause reconnect.
I don't care about to you. Doesn't matter to you. It's about what does, see, this is your problem. I would bet you're having a cash flow issue.
Yep.
And you're having a cash flow issue because you don't have something to sell. I know, take that in, take a pause for yourself, take a nice deep breath. That doesn't mean you can't have something to sell. That's what I'm going to help you with right now. But, right, you're talking to people, and I bet they love you because you're really lovable. I can see that. And I'm going to look at, I know I'm not looking at my camera, but I want to look at her for a second. And I know that people love you and they can see your warmth and they can see that you care. And I bet you're smart as hell. And I know that you can transform people. But if you can't articulate how to do that, we're in trouble, right? We're in trouble. And so let's take a moment. Like, let's try to spend a couple of minutes together. And I know I only have a little bit of time with you, but what problem does that solve? Like, if you're going to a woman, right? You're going up to a woman and you're talking about pause and you're talking about this, what problem are you solving for her?
It's the poor mental health that she's seen in her family, right? Like her kids are suffering. She's suffering. She's lost. She's disconnected.
Suffering around what? Suffering is a general generic word. What is she suffering around?
So the women that I meet, that it just seems to be, it's like it's like they don't feel peace in their life, right? It's like they're going. They're like running. They're trying to do things and they're not accomplishing what they really want. They're not feeling the peace and the joy that they really want to feel.
So what I got from what you just said was they're overwhelmed, they're unfulfilled, and they never finish anything. Because they can't, right? They don't feel like they can. So what is the solution that you offer?
The solution for me is connecting to God, and that takes time to build that relationship, and that requires unplugging from technology, taking time in nature, going and getting grounded with God and spending time with Him so you can get your mind clear, so that you can get wisdom from God and like live your life by His
I
design.
want you, okay, because we have limited time together, that has to get more specific too. Because if I say, you know what, I want you to pay me a bunch of money so I can connect you with God, nobody's going to turn over a credit card. So I need to know what that means specifically. It's like, is that through meditation? Is it through yoga? Is it through coaching? Is it through, what is it through? So I want you to get specific about, like, in 6 months, we build a foundation that A, B, C, D, whatever that is. Does that make sense, Trina? That has to get more tangible and more specific. But having an idea of what you do, let me tell you how I would have delivered this 1 minute talk. And guys, can everybody play along with me, please, and act as if you're the audience? So go with me on this, act as if I'm really delivering this to this room. Everybody get out a piece of paper. Get out a piece of paper, and I want you to write down the middle just like this. I want you to go just like this so you've got 4 quadrants. And I want you to write the 4 worst things that have ever happened in your life. Maybe it's the death of a family member, losing a job, going through a divorce, a health issue. Really quickly, you've only got 10 seconds. Write down first 4 things that pop in your mind, the absolute worst things that have ever happened in your life. What I know about them is you got through them because you're here. And then I want you to go back and write underneath each one of those, who's the person that got you through it? Who got you through it? Write it here. Write it in there. And then a couple of you, will you put it in the chat? Who did you write? Let's see the names that come up. Just throw in the chat. Give me a couple of names of who you wrote. Somebody wrote God. Okay, great. Mom, right? Myself, mom, mother, Jesus, God, my stepdad, my friend, my cousin, my best friend. Everybody stop for a second. If you didn't put me under each one of those quadrants, you have lost sight of yourself. I know some of you put God and you believe there's a higher power. But the truth of the matter is a higher power simply just informs the lower power. It is you doing the work, my friend. And if you don't realize that you do all the work to get you to the blessing that you are now, even though it may not feel like a blessing, you need to reconnect with that, and you need to reconnect with God. And that's exactly what I help people do. I help them unplug, I help them pause, and I help them realize you are your best chance. And when you can define that for yourself, and you can define that through a higher power that supports you in doing that, your life changes, your family changes, your job changes, your money changes. And if you're ready for a change and get back connected to yourself, I want you to join me in a reconnect session where I'm going to show you exactly in under 30 minutes how to reconnect to yourself so you start living a happier life and get everything you want. I charge $1,000 for this. I'm going to let the first 11 in for free because part of my connection to self is helping other people, and I want to help you. That's how I would deliver that, right?
Amen.
Because if you can't pull it into, and so that's the tactical part of this. Let's talk about your energy. We got to work on your energy because I think you're disconnected. You started this by going, hey, well, y'all, that doesn't feel like a connected person to me, right? A connected person comes out in certainty. So here's a little thing for all of you to write down. The person with the most certainty always closes the sale. And we're all more certain than you that we're unhappy and that this won't work and that we don't know what you're talking about. So you didn't close any of us into your point of view, into what you know. And what I didn't get from your talk is that you know anything for certain. I know you do know things for certain. I'm not saying that you don't, but I didn't get that from your talk. So you didn't whiplash me. You didn't come, right? Like you come out and say, get out a piece of paper and put a line down. All of a sudden, somebody's in charge. Guys, you got to steal the show. You got to come out and take charge. And not everybody's a take charge like me, like a big in your face. And I don't think that's who you are. But you can absolutely go get out a piece of paper and put a line down the middle, right? You can use that energy. You need takeover energy because here's the thing. You just told me the people, your target market is lost, confused, sad, broke, wandering, upset, unfulfilled, all of these things. And they are looking for someone to save them. You got to be that for 60 seconds. Does that make sense?
Love it.
Was this helpful?
It was super helpful. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. And you did a great job. Thank you. So happy you're here. Okay, I'm going to take one more, and it's going to be Kathy Norris. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Kathy. You're unmuted, Kathy. Say hello.
Hello.
Oh, there, I can hear you now. Great. Okay, I am ready whenever you are. I'll start my timer when you start.
Did you know that burnout among HR professionals is higher now than it was before the pandemic? In fact, in a recent survey, 98% of HR professionals said they felt burned out in the previous 6 months. Are you one of them? But even if you are, how do you know? How do you really know you're burned out? I was burned out when I worked in Singapore leading employee training for all of Asia Pacific for a software company. And the company started laying people off. I was in a new role. My husband said he wanted to separate. He didn't come to join me in Singapore. So I had all of these multiple disruptors and I felt exhaustion. The 4 symptoms of burnout are exhaustion, cynicism, depersonalization, and self-inefficacy. Would you be interested to learn what your burnout trigger is?
Okay, good job, everybody. Give her a hand. Okay, so this is what I call a jargon-filled talk, right? So I'm going to walk you through 3 things you can do to really nail this. And first thing is, did you notice she started with did you know? Never start with did you know. It's a powerful statement. It means you give the power to the audience, right? And the moment you give the power to the audience, right, you don't have as much certainty. So instead of did you know, you just come out and you say 98% of all HR professionals are burnt out. That's what the stats say. 98% means out of this room, 100 of you, only 2 of you are happily doing your job every day and feeling great about it. 98% of it. Do you see? That's a statement, and I made it certain. Then You went into talking about yourself, and this speech became about you. You're in Singapore. I don't know why I care that you're in Singapore. I don't know why like none of that. Kill it all. And you go, here are the 4 ways you can determine if you're burnout. Get out a little piece of paper. You're going to take the burnout quiz right now with me. So don't tell them, show them, right? So you said, I'm exhausted. Do you leave work exhausted? Do you end your days exhausted? Are you exhausted in the middle of the day? If you are, put a yes. Cynicism. Do you just dream of like not being here? Do you get frustrated and angry, and you just feel cynical about the work that you do and how much you work and how hard this is? I didn't know what depersonalization was. I had no idea what that one and self and those two are like, you can't use those words. So what do they mean? I mean, I know what they mean. Like,
I understand. I thought we had to include a story.
No, you should include a story, but it's not about you. But can you answer my question? What do those last 2 mean?
So depersonalization is when you treat everybody like an object, or transactional, you don't even care.
Do you feel like your job is turned into transactional and you don't even really see people anymore, right? They answer that. So they get through the 4 and you go, if you checked 2 out of 4, you are on the bitter edge. If you checked 3 or more, you're in crisis. Let me help you get out of crisis. Do you see that bridge for your offer then? And then, that would just be a bridge in your office. Let me help you get out of crisis, because getting to that burnout place or staying in that burnout place could mean you losing your job, could mean losing your career, could mean putting your health and your wellness and your family and your life in crisis, right? It is a road to disaster, and it can be personal disaster or professional disaster. But let's stop it before it starts or get you out of it quickly. And the way that you do that is then you share your offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, my offer is actually a burnout assessment.
So do the assessment with them.
Yeah.
Do the assessment, like it's a miniature assessment, right? Do the miniature assessment with them, because that gets them to want to take your free offer. And you can say, in this time that we're going to spend together, we're going to do a more in-depth assessment. But if you're 3 out of those 4, you already have your answer to that. We need to get you a solution. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Good job. Good job, all 3 of them. Give them a hand. Now, we're going to go to some breakouts for you to work on, so that we have smaller groups. So we can we're going to do a 20-minute breakout. My bet would be that we can do at least 5 or 6 in each breakout, doing your 1 minute, getting immediate feedback. This is practice, right? I want everybody to be practicing. But before we go to those breakouts, everybody make sure you're muted. Everybody make sure you're muted. Make sure you're muted. Okay. When I say go, everyone's going to deliver their 60-second talk. I want you to deliver it like there's 1,000 people watching. Everybody's on mute. You are just practicing this right now to the camera. Take a nice deep breath, everybody. Go.
Are you somebody that has been working for somebody else for all these many years, and you want your time now? You want your time to yourself. You want your time to develop your own life, to continue with what you want to make your own decisions, right? You want to make your decisions what you do daily. You want to make your decisions what you do financially. Is that correct? If that's you, if that is you, then it's time for you to go ahead and join the Golden Fempreneurs. Join the room where there are other ladies just like you.
Sorry, come on back. My team. See, this is why you should never work with your spouse. Because if you work with your spouse, they stop listening to you, because they have to listen to you all day. So she misunderstood me and thought we were going to break out. Sorry, we're going to do that again. I think we got everybody back. Everybody take a breath. All right, sorry. We're going to do it again so we get to do it twice, right? This is awesome, because I really want you all to center yourself and in this energy, practice your talk. So take a breath. Deliver it like this is your moment. Go.
Did you know that 98% of the women that are working for somebody else would really love to be working for themselves, but they don't know how? What if there was a way that you could find out how to work for yourself, make your own decisions, financially and personally, and have your own time back, and make money while you're doing it? If that's you, if you've ever been thinking about being your own boss, taking your own time, hey, spend time with your grandkids. Take that trip that you want. Don't have to go home sick. If that's you, I invite you to come on to this one-day event and take a look around and see if maybe there is something in there that can interest you. And if you can use your skills and your knowledge that you have learned from working with somebody else and make money doing that,
And
then that's
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourselves a hand. Okay, good. We got a little practice run out. Okay, we're going to go to breakouts. We're going to do this a couple of times today, so just know that. So we're going to go to breakouts to the coaches, and the coaches are going to be able to get through about 5 to 8 people. They're going to give some feedback, so you're going to get to see more feedback given. Remember, a leader takes what's being shared with someone else and applies it to themselves. I want you to be doing that. The more you see people speak, and the more you see me give feedback and my coaches give feedback, the more you'll be able to plug that into yours. And we're going to have more opportunity even later for this in the day. So please know we're going to keep rocking and rolling with this. Okay, coaches are ready. Let me just make sure coaches are ready, team is ready. All right, now we're really going to breakout. Remember, be first in line, get your hand up, go to your breakouts.
All right. I love everyone waiting so patiently. Okay, raise your hand if you want to try your 1 minute, and I will call on you. And you must be on camera. I will not call on you if you're not on camera. So, Zena, you're up. And I will time you, and just start. You don't need to do anything except start. I got the timer.
85% of working professionals are unhappy with their jobs, and 40% of them have been laid off or either laid off or terminated from a job at least once. What does that mean for you? It means if you don't take charge of your life, someone else will. Are you in a corporate job that's unfulfilling and you want out? Here's a simple path for you. Take out a piece of paper and write down. Number 1, are you clear on your vision? Are you clear on what business you want to launch? Also, are you clear on how you want to feel in your body? Number 2, are you aligned with your values? Are you clear on how you want to be in your values? And I'm sure you'll notice that there is a gap, and an opportunity for you is for us to book, for you to book your Elevate Your Business and Fitness Game session, where in under 30 minutes, we're going to create a custom roadmap for you to help you build out this business, and also a roadmap for you to be in the best shape of your life. There's about 80 of you. I have spots for only 20, so grab that spot. You are the captain of your own ship. Entrepreneurship and leadership, be that CEO.
Okay, perfect on time. Nice job. Give her a hand. Okay, so I love your energy, right? It was definitely high energy, so you got my attention with that. The statistics were powerful. Here's the problem with it, though. I don't know what you do. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if there was a health piece or if you were a career coach, but then it seemed like you were getting people into businesses, but also getting them fit. I was like, we're all over the place. You were trying to cram way too much into that minute. Way. And I could tell it in the pace of how you were speaking as well, right? Because you were like, oh. So I would love for you to keep the energy at that level, but maybe not so much stuff, right? Because then I was taking out a piece of paper and I was trying to get down the 3 things that you were saying, but I wasn't sure what I was writing. So You might even listen. It's all good. It's all good. You had a lot of good ideas. Here's what I think you need to clean up. What is the problem you solve? What does your business do?
I help driven professionals launch a business and while getting in the best shape of their lives. So it's two things: business and body.
Okay. Are you already creating good income with that?
It's a new business that I'm launching. I was more in the high performance leadership space. So this is a new business that I'm launching for next year.
It feels like too much in one business, if I'm being honest. I mean, just from a business model perspective, to launch a business and get your body in shape. I mean, they're just such different problems for people. Do you know what I mean? I think you can target people who fitness is important to them, wellness is important. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think you can target that, but for that to solve both problems is, to me, a problem. Because that's why I was like, I don't know what she does. I said this if some of you were in my breakout yesterday, I wouldn't know how to refer you from that talk. Right. I don't know how to tell someone like, oh, yeah, you need to talk to Zena, right? Or Zena, you need to go speak to this organization. I wouldn't know how to do that. So that's a business model problem to sort out. But also, I think you can kill your first statistic about they're unhappy in their jobs, right? It sounds like you are helping people transition from like corporate into business.
Right. Yes.
And I liked the like 40% of people from the workforce have been laid off, or whatever that statistic was, and then say what that really says is that if you're not in control, like other people are in control of something. I liked that. So kill the first statistic, keep the second statistic with the explanation piece, and then go into there was a bridge missing for me between that and then starting your own business, right? I got it after a few more sentences, but it took me too long to get there. So you need to take it from the statistic. Other people are in control if you are not. Hence, starting a business is the best way to control your own economy, control your own schedule, control your own. Do you see what I mean? Like, talk about the things you can control when including controlling your own schedule so that you can work out. You have freedom to prioritize your wellness. You've got, you know what I mean? Like, there's a way to then kind of get that in there as well. Your content was good. I think it was just too much of it, your education piece. And then your offer, I spent so much time trying to figure out what you did. By the time you got to your offer, I couldn't even really listen because I was like, oh, what does she do? But it was a 20-minute something or another.
Under 30-minute consultation. Yeah. Start like a rope session. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And that's certainly fine. You were missing maybe a value for that in there. That part could be cleaned up as well. Similar to someone who did an example earlier, you ran out of time for the most important part, right? And it was rushed. Yeah. So, but I've given you some edits that would help with that. So good job. Good job. Good job.
Great feedback, Amanda. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Christy Carter.
Hi.
Hey.
All right. Okay, how many of you going through divorce felt like your life turned into a bait and switch? I'm telling you, I have been through so many sessions with people that have talked about this. And I have a little story for you. I love puzzles. And one time I had this puzzle and it was a sealed box. I bought the puzzle, I started putting the puzzle together, and it just got more complicated as I went. Couldn't figure it out. And the more I went, the more I realized, oh my gosh, like the picture on the box is not the picture on this table. And the puzzle was not the same picture. And I didn't have my bearings. I was trying to figure it out, and it took me so much time to figure out what that puzzle was. I'm relentless, so I did finally get the puzzle put together, and it went from a front porch picture to a shipyard. Totally different picture than what I had in mind. A lot of times when you go through divorce, that feels like you're trying to get your bearings.
So all right, good. Everybody give her a hand, quick hand. Excellent. Oh my God, it's still dinging somewhere. It's like connected, it's dinging on my watch. So, okay, so you would be better off to start with your story rather than the how many of you. Don't ever start with a question of like how many of you, blah, 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 because I can guarantee you there's a lot of people on here who haven't gone through a divorce, right? And so you've totally lost them. But you start with a story about a puzzle. Pretty much everyone's done a puzzle at one point or another in their lives, so they can connect with that. So, and
Well, I switched that. I switched that because earlier she said that it took too long for them to know what problem you were solving.
Right. And I don't know if it would have taken you too long either, right? I think that was specific to that person's feedback. But if you're starting with a story about a puzzle, where are you trying to go with that story? What was the point you wanted to make?
That you don't have your bearings, like you thought you were going one way, and then it looks like a whole other picture, and it takes you a long time to figure it out. So I help you develop a plan to get your bearings and get the steps in place.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. You can still then help people, explain to people what you do after that. So also the story about the puzzle can be much, much, much shorter, right? It got into too much detail, right? It can just be simply, so I love doing puzzles. I started on this really hard 1,000-piece puzzle, and it was just taking me longer than normal, and I couldn't figure it out. And then finally it dawned on me, the box top is not what the puzzle was. But I'm relentless. I pushed through. I finished the puzzle anyway. It took me 10 times longer than any puzzle I've ever done. And isn't that how things are sometimes, right? We think that things are going to be one way, and we think we have a roadmap, and it's something completely different. As a divorce coach, I right? I help people, whatever you wanted to say. I am the box top for people. I don't know what you would, right? But you can absolutely tie that in by making that first part shorter. And isn't that how it is in life sometimes? As a divorce coach, I see this all the time with people. They think it's going to go one way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Perfect.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Good job.
Thanks.
Okay. Hopefully I'm saying this correct, but Sarat?
Yay!
Which one?
Sarit. It's Sarit. I know.
Oh, both were wrong. Sarit. Okay, great. All right, Sarit. Your turn. I've got the timer.
Okay, there are 78 people in the room right now, and I know that 71 of you guys are self-conscious in how your body looks. I know that because I've been you. And for a really long time, I used to bounce from one diet to another, trying to change my body. And let me tell you something, nothing worked. Until I had a traumatic event that completely transformed my life. And ever since then, I've been on a mission to transform the lives of millions of people through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed mine. And here's what I found out in the process. The missing link in the weight loss industry lies in a couple of things. Write those down. Thing number one is trying to change everything at once instead of one thing at a time. If you can't do something for the rest of your life, how long are you going to keep doing it? Thing number two is focusing on awareness.
Time's up. Time's up. So, minute goes fast. Okay, so everybody give her a hand. Nice job. So you were trying to do what Suzanne did in an example earlier, which was, I know 71% of you are self-conscious. You were trying to do a show me, don't tell me. The problem with this is it didn't work, because how do you know 71% of us are self-conscious about it? Right? You didn't provide us. Please, hey guys, please mute. Tina, please mute.
Oh,
Tina,
sorry.
And guys, I know some of you are trying to practice. You should also listen, because the feedback that other people are getting could actually help you. So, yeah, it didn't work because you didn't provide a statistic or any sort of data that supported that, right? And you said it was because that was me. The second piece that didn't work is it was too much about you, right? About a traumatic event that happened to you. I hate to say it, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your traumatic event, especially not in 60 seconds. Much stronger. Your first education point, I actually think in a 1 minute, you could just do that. It's a very good educational point, right? I like that you vilify the diet industry, right? That's a really good approach, right? Vilifying the other guys by saying, the biggest problem with the diet industry is they're trying to get you to change everything at once. They're trying to get you to go to the gym. They're trying to get you to change your diet. They're trying to get you to try, instead, change one thing. That is excellent content. But I would just focus on that one thing. I'm going to give you one tip, and if you just do only this, it will absolutely change your health, your body, your mindset, and how you feel about your body, all those sorts of things. And forget all the stuff about the traumatic event that happened to you. If you do want to go with statistics, that's fine, right? You can go back to, data says that 75% of people are unhappy with their bodies, which means 51 of you or whatever that number would be on this training right now are unhappy with the way that you look. See, here's the problem with the diet and exercise industry. They're trying to get you to change everything all at once. Now you're into your education, right? And then we never got to your offer, but that's the next part would be your free offer and some kind of urgency to add to it. Okay, is that helpful?
Very much.
Good job. All right, Gladys, you're next.
What if I told you that the reason you're feeling so frustrated and disappointed when it comes to love and relationships isn't your age, the city you live in, or the dating app you're on? It's the results you're getting. Because the truth is, if you were the age you are in the city you're in and the app you're on, and you were attracting confident, commitment-minded men who know how to love a strong woman, you wouldn't be frustrated. You'd be delighted. You'd be having fun while dating. And that's what you're going to learn about at the Attract the Right Man Masterclass this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. You're going to learn how to stop wasting your time with the wrong man and easily attract the right man, how to date successfully so it's easy and fun, and how to create the relationship that you're going to be in for the rest of your life. Normally, this is a $300 masterclass, but when you go in the next 5 minutes to getreallovenow.com, you're going to get it absolutely free. And the first 10 women to do that are going to be upgraded to the VIP experience. So here's what you need to know. Your dreams matter. There's nothing wrong with you, and you can meet the man you're going to marry this year. So go to getreallovenow.com, and then let's start making your relationship dreams come true.
Okay, time. All right. Good job. Nailed it on the time, right at 1 minute. Give her a hand, everybody. Nice job, Gladys. Okay, so you nailed that offer. I mean, excellent example of an offer with urgency, right? Because there's time urgency. It's coming up. You're going to miss it if you don't sign up for this one. It had a value. I was clear on what results that I would get by attending. Your energy was great around that. Loved all of that. Where I think this could improve is I wasn't clear on the beginning about you're unhappy with your results. I get that. I'm wondering if there's a way. I just didn't quite get it, right? It didn't totally land and connect for me. I actually got excited once we got to your offer, and I'm married happily. But but I was interested. Like, oh, that does sound fun. Wait a minute, I shouldn't be interested in that. But there was just something in the beginning that felt flat. I think that's the word. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't interesting. It was just a little flat. It didn't get exciting until you got to the offer. It needs to be exciting in those first 10 seconds. So what was the point you were really trying to make?
Because when those are the words that they're saying, oh, it's the age, I'm too old. Oh,